There's facets of marketing that, are a piece of your retention. You do need to think when we talk about our funnel doesn't end at that first step conversion. Your funnel is extensive.
Welcome back to another episode of More Than Marketing. I am your host, Arsham, and I'm joined by the lovely Suzanne Coblentz.
I married into it.
Sorry. Klein is a maiden.
Yes.
If I'm putting it all out there. Suzanne, we've known each other for a while, and I looked at your LinkedIn. It's like you go in-house to agency to in-house to agency, and now you're in-house again.
Yes.
So you've seen it all.
I've seen it all. Worked both sides of the fence, as they say.
Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really interesting for our viewership, because it's like, you in your role now and in other roles you've used agencies, but you've also been in agencies, so you kind of know the hustle and bustle that is on that side.
I think it has advantages if you have agency experience. I also think it's advantageous on the agency side to have brand experience.
Right.
You better understand the pressures of your clients. You better understand the changes in budgets and how things can shift on a dime, which I think allow you to be a little more responsive to your client needs.
Right.
From the flip side,
I was going to say, as a client, then
as a client, you understand agency competency. You know what you're going after.
Mm-hmm. Right, that makes sense.
Also have an eye on how to evaluate what you're getting out of the relationship.
Sure.
I think there's less subterfuge, if you will.
Okay.
You know what's going on behind the scenes. You know a lot of things.
Yeah,
amazing things were done, but maybe within the last 17 hours.
Right, exactly. It's like, hey, nothing was done, and then pop, and also you probably know that like the communication is key between client and agency, because from the agency side, it's like all this stuff is happening at the client, but we may not know about it.
100%. I am probably unusually transparent with my agency partners, but I think it builds trust. And again, I think the operative word there is it's a partnership, or it should be a partnership.
I would agree.
And you have nothing to be gained if you put up barriers.
Sure.
They need to understand what your challenges are. They need to understand even what the unique pressures are for your team.
Yep.
Resource constraints, changes, turnover, all of those things. I advocate that you share these challenges with your agency partner, because their goal is to help you mitigate or weather those kinds of challenges. And ultimately, if you're successful, your agency is successful. That's
definitely true, and vice versa. And you brought up a very interesting point: the resource changes on your side. I mean, that's as you're head of marketing, you're trying to build a team that's competent for the current business, and then also supplement that with agency help.
Correct. That's a tough dance.
I was going to say it's a challenge. It's a challenge.
It's a tough dance, and from the business side of that, your challenges they change.
I was going to say budget for one. Like I feel bad for some CMOs or head of marketing. I've said this on LinkedIn. It's like you know what it takes to do something right.
Correct.
But then you only have budget from finance or CEO or whatever to do it half right. And that sucks. It's hard to be in that spot, I feel like.
It's tough, but I always, and this is one thing I love about working with you guys.
Thank you.
I just had a meeting, and I call it hyper prioritization.
Okay.
And it's something that
different than prioritization. How?
It's hyper.
It's hyper, like me.
Because I'm furiously reprioritizing at all moments.
You're not unlike other clients, and even within these walls, that's how it happens. You got to be used to it.
But you do. But it's wonderful if we go back to the communication point. If you are very open with your agency partner, your team, and they know what you have just been through or what your challenges are, if you all of a sudden turn to them and say, hey, I'm allocating an additional $10K because I want to boost my awareness budget, they're prepared for that.
Right.
They know they're not caught off guard, and they can be as responsive as you need them to. And for most businesses, that responsiveness is crucial.
It's crucial, because that's what's going to happen. Especially in like good growing companies. Change is the constant. I mean, change is always the constant, but it's like really, I'm experiencing that here too. It's just always reprioritizing. in a hyper fashion.
It's gonna catch on.
Yeah, it's gonna catch on. Watch, I can institute that vernacular around here. Don't you worry. So I want to talk about. Why don't you tell the listeners where you are now, and Go Ape, and what is Go Ape? And
Oh yeah. So Go Ape is a treetop adventure and zip lining company, outdoor recreation. We have 15 locations across the United States. It's an amazing, fun thing to be a part of.
Yep.
We like to think that we are doing some real good in the world because we're mission driven. So our mission is to inspire everyone to live life adventurously.
Yes.
I think another way to look at it is living with intention and really experiencing things.
I love that.
Yeah, that's what we're all about.
Big movement right now, and that's cool. That's part of it, and it's infused in the culture at Go Ape as well.
It's a fantastic place to work.
Yeah.
Really great people. We're super lucky. Have really great people. Even better guests that come through the treetop doors, and everybody leaves smiling. It's hard to get stressed out in an environment.
That's nice
like
when
that.
you have when your product is like
Is that good?
as opposed to, well, not to rag on industries, but like, I don't know, health and wellness, which I know you've had like a
I have
had a stint in. And
funny
it's
that
like,
you mentioned that.
Right,
Yes.
you may leave not so happy with your results. I don't know, but that's cool. So Go Ape, I mean, I imagine that provides its own, or maybe has its own challenges as it pertains to marketing. Because one of my things for marketing is that it's not like marketing doesn't live in a vacuum. Mm-hmm. It's not just digital, and then it's not just digital and traditional.
Correct.
I think marketing really is telling the story of the entire brand at all touch points, not just when someone's interacting with you online or offline. In your case, you guys have people come to your place and they live adventurously.
Yes.
And marketing has a role there too, I imagine.
It does. You're absolutely right. I couldn't agree with you more. There's facets of marketing that are a piece of your retention. So you do need to think when we talk about our funnel. Our funnel doesn't end at that first step conversion. Yes. Your funnel is extensive, and you need to be thinking about. I know we use customer journey or whatever, but the lifetime of that guest and what that means, and even if I should go so far as to say the referral value of that guest.
Thank you, Suzanne. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean,
if you didn't, I would have.
Okay. Good.
But you got this. I'll leave.
We're like this.
I'll leave anytime. You just talk. That's fine.
But ultimately, I could not agree with you more. But you're right. Every marketer has challenges.
Yeah.
For us, for what we do, it's highly experiential.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that when people go and they have this experience, they can't stop talking about it. They want to share it with everybody. But how to convey this to people.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's been, my number one challenge since I joined the Go Ape team. I'm very, very lucky to have an extremely talented team. I have Jessie Sue, who works with me. She actually was an instructor at one of our courses. That's how she got her start.
That's awesome.
And she's also an extremely talented and gifted videographer.
Brilliant. Just perfect. How do you tell that story?
Video.
Video is the
video
medium, right?
is everything. I understand video is everything for most brands these days, but even more so for us.
For you, it makes a lot of sense. On that note, some people are doing video, which maybe they don't necessarily need to, or maybe there's things that they should prioritize before that.
Correct.
But with you guys, totally makes sense. I mean, it's the medium that's going to tell the story best.
It tells the story and it shortcuts it, and we can do it in a really quick fashion, and it's engaging, and it helps to also set the tone for what you're going to, you know what I mean? We can really help them convey that energy and that elation and overcoming challenge. So that
emotion, you can get them to feel the emotion before they even come there, right?
Correct.
And then they come there, and I completely agree with you with the value of a customer is not just financial. It is measured. That's only maybe half of it, or even less.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Because they're going to come back. So financial is not just the first time. It's many times, but in your case, and in many businesses' cases, it's that referral.
Oh, it's everything.
It's huge.
It's everything.
Word of mouth. If they have a really good time, okay, they'll come back, but maybe they'll bring their friends, or they'll do a birthday party there, or something like that.
And
right?
we definitely see that. We definitely see that, and I mean that's true for agencies too, though.
Oh, big time.
And
you measure that, I imagine, right?
Yes.
You guys know you're. Or if you don't, you're going to now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we measure as much as we can, but we're always always striving to connect the dots and to make sure that we have that 360-degree view, because you're always missing something.
Yeah, of course.
And what you don't want to do, particularly in any business where you're customer focused, is miss the boat on what they actually want and need from you.
Yeah, the customer needs and wants and needs. Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so and that's another kind of challenge I find, is that people, when it comes to marketing, they want to try a bunch of stuff, and they don't hyper prioritize, and maybe they should look to prioritize. But I think also some channels, because I think you need a media mix.
Yeah, always.
Right.
Yes.
And
100%.
You can't judge one channel the same way you judge another channel.
Well, not only that, but the channels are synergistic. I mean, there's a piece of one channel that feeds another channel.
Okay.
They're not necessarily like little silos.
Right.
I think that's a mistake a lot of marketers make as well. I think that, there's a lot of talk about the funnel, but I think it's more like people are just kind of immersed now. And when you're talking about brand immersion, you kind of need to have some profile on all of the primary channels where people are interacting with brands. That's everywhere.
Let's talk about an example. Like, so PR, for example, right? I'm finding that, well, I'm kind of big on PR within these walls right now, because I'm finding that it greases the funnel, so to speak.
Correct.
When you have a referral and they've heard of you or they've seen something from you, it just makes it so much easier as opposed to, a case where it's, I don't know your brand, I don't know what you stand for, I don't know what you do. 100%. What do you want to sell me again?
Exactly.
Like that's.
And it's remaining top of mind.
Yeah.
I look at
remarketing is great for that.
Well, that too. But I look at all of these things as touch points because there's it's very, very hard to qualify the first impression with your brand.
Right. It is, yeah.
So it's multiple impressions, and these are all touch points. These are all opportunities to tell aspects of your story.
Yeah, aspects of your story. Because you're not going to, with today's day and age of attention, you're not going to get it all down in one, right?
No, if I see you so I had a friend, and they told me, hey, have you checked out Web Mechanics? They're great. No, I'm going to tuck that away. Then maybe I'm going to run across something that somebody shared on LinkedIn, and it's going to be this podcast, let's just say. Okay.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically speaking. And then I'm going to I remember that guy or that agency, and I might, spend a few minutes checking it out.
Right.
Then at some point I'm going to be further down, and I'm going to be looking for you on Google, or I'm going to be looking for you on social to feel out what your culture's like.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, that's how I look at it. I just, what do I do?
Right. No, I love it. That right there. You just described our funnel in a way, right? That's what happens. You hear about it once and you hear about it again. And then I think timing is also very important.
Timing is critical for everybody.
You said top of mind. Yes. I think every business has this. Like there's a certain timing where, in our agency life, is the other agencies either need, messing up or maybe there's like a push from the top that says, hey, we need to invest in marketing.
Or there's been turnover.
Yeah. Yep. So timing is key. That's why staying on top of mind.
Yeah.
And I think remarketing does good there. I think email does really good there. That's good. We can talk about 1,000,001 things.
We could.
Time is, probably running short. I'm not sure.
I need to get back to my home base.
Yeah, home base. You want to beat traffic? I
want to try.
Yeah. I want to try. Is there anything else that you'd want to share with the world? I got a list of questions here. Building a marketing team, motivate your people. I don't know.
I like what you said earlier about communication. I think it has inputs to your whole list here.
Sure, I would agree.
I think when you're looking to either engage with a brand or looking to engage with an agency,
or with an employee.
Everybody's looking for authenticity. Okay, everybody's looking for something real.
Right.
And I think everybody needs to get to a measure of comfort and maybe just thinking more about being accessible. That's what I would like to leave you with.
Especially as a leader.
Yeah.
I buy that.
Okay.
Suzanne, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks
for having me.
Yeah, hope everyone enjoyed. Suzanne, pronounce it again.
Coblentz.
I'm sorry. I don't want to butcher. That's why.
Okay.
But I also know Arsham, Mearshall, people. So.
Fair enough.
All right. Like, subscribe. Thank you all. Cheers.